In this module, we're going to talk about a specific boosting algorithm called AdaBoost. AdaBoost is one of the early machine learning algorithms for boosting. It's extremely useful, it's very simple to implement, and it's quite effective. There are others. I'll mention another interesting one towards the end of the module, but let's start with AdaBoost. This is the famous AdaBoost algorithm, which was created by Freund and Shapiro in 1999. Amazingly useful algorithm. So you start by saying every data point has same weights. You don't know which ones are hard or which ones are easy. They all have the same weights. And so you could start with them all weight 1. We'll start with them with weight 1 over n because it makes everything kind of work out a little better. And we'll talk about why in a few slides. But we start with all data points having the same, what's called uniform weight. So in this case, alpha I is 1 over n. And then for each iteration of AdaBoost, as you go to learn the first decision stump or the first simple classifier, the first weak classifier, the second one, the third one, all the way to capital T, what we do is we learn ft on weighted data as alpha I. So that's the data is, the weights start with 1 over n, but they get different over time. Then we compute the coefficient W hat t for this new classifier ft that we learn. And then we recompute the weights alpha I. And we keep going. And finally, once we're done, we say that the prediction y hat is the sign of the weighted combination of f1, f2, f3, f4, weighted by these coefficients that we learn from data. So there are two fundamental problems that we need to address when we're thinking about AdaBoost. One is, how do we compute the coefficient W hat t? Let's call that problem 1 in our module for today. So problem 1 is, how much do I trust ft, f in this case? So if I trust ft a lot, I should give it a very high weight. If I trust ft very little, I should give it a very low weight, a very low coefficient, I should say. And then problem 2 is, how do you recompute these weights on the data points? Let's call that problem 2. And so problem 2 here is, how do we weigh mistakes more? So we want to increase the weights of mistakes. So in the main part of this module, we're going to talk about how do you compute W hat t and how do you update alpha i's. And it's going to be pretty simple, relatively intuitive, extremely useful.